Is it God versus science? After creationism versus evolution, now debate rages over intelligent design, with even the president stepping in. We'll hear from spiritual advisor Deepak Chopra, John MacArthur, and more. All next on Larry King Live. Creation and evolution has become a raging debate, and President Bush has participated in it. Let's meet our panel. Here in Los Angeles, John MacArthur, pastor teacher of the Grace Community Church, author of The Battle for the Beginning, Creation, Evolution, and the Bible, host of Grace to You, and president of the Masters College and founder of the Masters Seminary. In Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is Barbara Forrest, Ph.D. Barbara is the author of Creationism's Trojan Horse, The Wedge of Intelligent Design. She's professor of philosophy, Southeastern Louisiana University, National Advisory Council of the Americans United for the Separation of Church and State. In Los Angeles, Deepak Chopra, the best-selling author, How to Know God, and founder of the Chopra Center. His blog site, www.intentblog.com, now has a discussion on the topic of creation versus evolution, including lengthy comments by Deepak. In Topeka, Kansas, is Senator Sam Brownback, Republican of Kansas, who supports the president's position on teaching intelligent design as well as evolution, favors teaching both. In Stamford, Connecticut, is Congressman Chris Jayes, Republican of Connecticut, who disagrees with the president on the teaching of intelligent design. And in Seattle is Dr. Jay Richards, vice president of the Discovery Institute, a conservative think tank at the forefront in promoting the intelligent design theory. John MacArthur, do you believe that the world is only 5,000 years old?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say necessarily 5,000, but I would say I doubt that it's more than 10,000 years old.
So all this other proof of millions of years of cavemen don't mean anything?
Well, I think there may have been cavemen, but I don't think millions of years has been proven.
You don't think any of that has been proven?
No.
All right. Hold on. Dr. Forrest, your concept of how can you out and out turn down creationism, since if evolution's true, why are there still monkeys?
Larry, creationism has long ago been discredited by science, and it's long ago been declared to be unconstitutional by the Supreme Court of the United States. And so this is an issue that should long ago have been settled. We shouldn't still be debating this.
Should it be taught at all?
No, not as science. Creationism is a religious issue. If it's to be taught at all, it should be taught within that context. But it should never be presented to children in a science class in a public school as science, because it isn't. It's a religious belief.
Deepak, is it a faith issue?
It is a faith issue. I totally agree with her. I think we have to look at the scientific evidence, which says that the universe is 13.8 billion years old. The planet is only 3.8 billion. Human beings have been around for 200,000 years in the form that we know them. But, hominids have been around for a long time. Now, having said that, there is evidence in science that there is creativity in the universe, that consciousness may not be an emergent property, that physical matter may be an emergent property, that consciousness conceives and governs and constructs and actually becomes what we call mind, and then body, and the physical universe.
Senator Brownback, what is your definition of intelligent design?
Well, that there's intelligence involved in the overall creation. But, Larry, I don't think we're really at the point of teaching this in the classroom. I think what we passed in the U.S. Senate in 2002 is really what we should be doing, and that is that you teach the controversy, you teach what is fact, and what is theory, and you move from that proceedings rather than from teaching some sort of different thought. In this, I really think that that's the area where we should concentrate on at the present time, is teaching the controversy.
Or give the student both sides of the issue fairly presented?
Yes, and as I said, teach what we know as fact to be fact, teach what is theory as theory, and have a robust discussion. I liked one of the commentators I read recently saying that I think we all should relax a bit about this and have a good, robust debate about what we really do know, what we don't know but is theory, and try to proceed together and move together in a very thoughtful, very careful fashion.
Congressman Shays, why do you disagree with your party's president on this?
Well, while Rome's burning, we're eating grapes. I mean, the thought that we would have a debate in the Senate about creationism and scientific evolution and that we would focus on this issue blows me away. You know, God has every place in government, but religion doesn't. And this is the introduction of religion into government when we have huge problems to deal with. The energy crisis, $100 a barrel oil is going to be something we're going to have to deal with. And we're debating this issue in the Senate. And that's outrageous.
And Dr. Richards, as Vice President of Discovery Institute, how would you counter what Congressman Shays just said? Why is this important?
Well, I think it's important to focus, Larry, on what the issue is that's being discussed. The topic is intelligent design. Intelligent design isn't the same as traditional creationism. Intelligent design theorists just say more or less what Deepak Chopra said, actually, that there's evidence of purpose and design in the universe, or whether you look at the laws of physics or the nanotechnology inside cells. Design theorists say that's evidence for intelligent design. It's not creation theory, and it's certainly not a religiously based argument. It's based on the evidence of science. And so the debate is different interpretations of science. And what the Senate did, and Senator Brownback described, is they encouraged what we call teach the controversy at Discovery Institute. And that just means teach the controversy over Darwin's theory of evolution specifically, the evidence for and against it, but don't require teaching intelligent design. We think that should be allowed, and we understand that's what the President said. Yes, these topics ought to be allowed, but remember the President also said it wasn't the job of the federal government to dictate curricula to local school districts, and we agree with him on that as well.
Dr. Richards, if there's intelligent design, who designed the intelligent designer?
Well, this is one of these sort of popular, I call this a popular
How do you
argument.
respond to it?
Yeah, I mean, well, put it this way, Larry. Yeah. We can tell that Mount Rushmore is sculpted, right? You can tell that there was an intelligence behind it. The fact that you can ask a follow-up question about the origin of the designer doesn't contradict the initial claim that we can detect intelligence. That's all design theory does. It focuses on these clear indicators of intelligent agency, just like a detective does or anyone would do in which you're detecting the activities of intelligent agents.
How, John MacArthur, do you react to intelligent design as opposed to creationism as Dr. Richards separates them?
Yeah, well, I think intelligent design is the only possible scientific position to hold. Because we have intelligence in the universe, it has to come from intelligence. Because we have complexity, it has to come from complexity. The silver bullet, Larry, is DNA. Before an understanding of DNA, there was a lot of confusion and a lot of belief in evolution. It was like the emperor's new clothes. It was really naked but thought it was dressed up. DNA has, I think, spelled the end of traditional naturalistic evolution, which essentially says complexity comes out of simplicity. It can't happen. The silver bullet is not a single example of reproduction leading to an increased amount of genetic material necessary to produce a more complex organism has ever happened.
And someone religion, though, you can't prove Adam and Eve, can you?
Oh, I don't think you can prove Adam and Eve, except that you know somebody was there to begin.
You believe it?
Yeah, well, we're talking about two different things. Intelligent design is the only rational way to view the universe. Somebody intelligent made it. Religion and who that intelligence is.
Does it ponder you who made the intelligence? Who created the creator?
I accept the Bible as the source, the authoritative source that tells me it was God, and something or someone has to be eternal, and the Bible says it is God who is the eternal one.
See, when he says that, he's denying all of biology, all of anthropology, all of geology, all of astronomy, all of cosmology, all of evolution. It's all of physics, all of chemistry, and everything that we know, that we have learned. Now, I do agree with Dr. Richards, who says that there is evidence that we need to understand Darwin's theory a little bit better, or, it's a little 150 years old. So how do we explain simultaneity in the universe? How does the human body think thoughts, play a piano, kill germs, remove toxins, and make a baby all at once? How does DNA, which is very intelligent, emerge from inorganic chemicals? And when you say who designed the creator, if you think of the creator in human terms, which is the human imagination, then you're in trouble. But, in quantum physics, they refer to this field of infinite possibilities as acausal, which means without cause, non-local, beyond space-time, infinitely correlated interrelatedness. And when you start to understand that the very fundamental levels of nature are acausal, they're beyond time, they transcend time, then you can have a different idea of the creator.
We'll pick right up on this right after these words.